Today we're diving into the fabulous style of 65-year-old former Vogue fashion director Lucinda Chambers. Not only is she a fashion icon, but she truly does prove that age is simply a number when it comes to looking chic. From bold statements to classic elegance, Lucinda's style and her fearless attitude to fashion really does redefine what it means to age gracefully. Hi, I'm Leonie and welcome to my channel and welcome to the second episode of, I think I'm calling it Steal Her Style. I'm not sure yet. I don't know why this series is so hard to name, but this is my second episode and thank you so much for all the love on my first episode where I featured Linda V. Wright. Now today we are looking into the style secrets of another fashionista who I have been following for quite some time now, and I absolutely love her style and I'm sure you will too. But the whole idea of this series is to break down some of the fashion secrets of the most stylish and the most relatable women on the planet. This month I've picked Lucinda's style to study because she really does prove that great style is attainable for anyone, regardless of money, status, and fame. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about Lucinda. She worked for 36 years at British Vogue, so she has an amazing style and fashion pedigree, but it wasn't always the case. She actually started at Vogue working as a secretary slash assistant to the woman that managed the petty cash at the magazine. So she really is a person that started small and worked her way up. She didn't have any formal training when it came to fashion, but she had a love of fashion and creating a mood and a story with clothing. Her personal style has more to do with a kind of a carefree attitude than it does trends. And her outfits are more of a fun mix of quirky colours paired back with timeless classic pieces. And that's what I particularly loved about Lucinda's style. And the more I looked at some of Lucinda's outfits, the more I realised that there wasn't a real focus on trends at all. In fact, she was famously quoted as saying, "It's never been about trends. It's about building a picture that tells a story." And if I had to describe Lucinda's outfits after looking at loads and loads of images, the three words that I would use to describe her personal style would be unconventional, creative, and individual. She wears lots of colour and beautiful eye-catching fabrics and mixes things that don't necessarily go together, which I particularly loved. In fact, often nothing matches in her outfits, but it all seems to work. And it was interesting when I read in an interview that she did a while back, she described her own personal style as ethnic mixed with English, with a bit of Scandinavian and kitsch altogether. So it's a little bit of everything, and that is what sort of inspired me to focus on Lucinda's style this episode. I love the fact that she has this real knack to throw disparate pieces together and also the confidence to do that as well, because at the end of the day, it does take confidence to play with different styles and boldly wear outfits that are a little unexpected. She's not afraid to accessorize either, and a lot of the images that I saw, she was wearing chunky beads or chunky statement chain necklaces. It seems to be her signature style. Lucinda definitely gives an air of confidence, and she gives off the feeling that she's very comfortable in her own skin and comfortable playing around with different styles. And I suppose it's not surprising because Lucinda is known for her exceptional creativity and her unique perspective on style. But it hasn't all been roses for Lucinda either. She did spend 36 years at Vogue, which I mentioned earlier, but she was unceremoniously let go and in a really abrupt fashion. So it made big news at the time because she'd been such a part of the furniture at British Vogue. And while she did say in interviews after she was let go that it happened very abruptly and that she was in shock, she also said that she used this as an opportunity to explore new avenues in fashion. And that's exactly what she did. She set up her own online fashion destination and she created her very own fashion label with one of her former colleagues at Vogue. Her fashion brand is called COLVILLE, and just scrolling through the website, you can kind of see her handwriting and these beautiful, eclectic, colourful, interesting pieces that she's designed. And when she describes her label, she basically describes it as the antithesis of fast fashion. She was quoted as saying, "Our passion lies in designing clothes that have individuality and longevity, that appeal to the eye, to the imagination, to the conscience, and to the heart." And that's exactly what the website says to me when I look through her designs and what she's been creating. And I must say, I think that this is a really brave move as well, especially for someone at the end of their sort of magazine career to pretty much reinvent herself. And she wasn't in her 20s or 30s or even 40s at the time. So she basically embraced the digital age and has gone on to create two amazing online destinations, one being her fashion label and the other being COLLEGERIE, which is it's a curated online shopping platform, and where she and one of her former colleagues also created a beautiful destination to uncover and discover gorgeous fashion and lifestyle and beauty finds. So I will leave a link to both COLLEGERIE and to Colville in the description box below, and they are definitely well worth checking out. So when it comes to Lucinda's aesthetic, certainly her fashion aesthetic, it's, I would say, characterized by vibrant colors. She pairs beautiful, unexpected combinations and seems to just have an ability to make even the most outlandish pieces feel almost wearable and relatable. I love the fact that her approach to fashion is really playful, and I think that that's something that we often forget, and it's potentially a little bit trickier to do as we get older. And perhaps I think as we get older, we feel a little bit nervous about putting ourselves out there and getting it wrong when it comes to fashion. But Lucinda's style is very playful, very experimental, and she's not taking it too seriously. And I think that that was a nice take home for me when I was looking closely at her style. It's also worth noting some of her favorite fashion must-haves. Statement jewelry seems to be number one. These statement pieces seem to just add character and interest to her outfits, and there are very few outfits that I've seen of hers where she doesn't use these pieces just to add that little extra interest. Another fashion favorite is her footwear, and it's always flat, it's always comfortable, and it seems to be a real priority for her. She always seems to wear crossbody bags, and she's a woman after my own heart. I love a good crossbody bag. The straps can add a little interesting element to an outfit. They can also give an outfit shape, and obviously they're practical as well. And as I said earlier, she seems to belt things a lot, and in particular, she wears belts in unconventional ways, like belting, as I said earlier, the trench belted very high, and even wearing a long padded puffer jacket tied around her waist in the way that you would sort of belt something around your waist. This just shows me that she's pushing the envelope and trying to use simple pieces but wear them and style them differently. She also wears quite a few dresses and isn't afraid to layer them over leggings and add other layers over the top. She's very much into wearing dresses and skirts over leggings and pants, which, as I've mentioned in a few of my recent videos, is very much a happening thing this year. And I do think it's practical, it's fun, and it's an easy way to get more mileage out of some of the clothes that you already wear. I think it's easy to forget that fashion should be fun and it's playful, and we can change how we look and feel and change the course of our day simply by what we wear. And Lucinda made me she sort of reminded me of that, and reminded me that it doesn't have to be too serious. We can play and have fun with our clothes. So I do hope you've been inspired by Lucinda's style too. I certainly have. I love the fact that there's no barrier to playing with your clothes, creating fun, interesting, quirky outfits, and I definitely feel more inspired now that I've studied Lucinda's style to kind of play in my own wardrobe a little bit more and be a little bit more daring when it comes to putting together outfits. But please let me know in the comments below who else you would like me to feature in this series. Thank you so much for all of the recommendations that you've already given me. There are some real goodies there that I just hadn't heard of before, but they are fabulous. So the whole idea with this series, I am going to try and look at women of different ages and sizes and backgrounds. So I'm really hoping that there is going to be someone here for everyone. It's all about just presenting women that love fashion. They have their very own unique take on fashion, and they have something that is, I feel, going to be really inspiring. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I loved drilling down into Lucinda's style and seeing what makes her tick. So if you enjoyed this one, please think about giving it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, and I will see you real soon. Bye for now.